Hey everybody, Max Kevin here at Little Cute Podcast. Not too long. Of course, today I'm joined by Zorro once again, sleeping in my lap like a little fat boy. Zorro, what have you done with your life? It's March 2023, Zorro. It's almost Zorro's birthday. Zorro's birthday is March 29th. He's almost 1 year old. He's almost an old man. Almost a little fat boy. Old fat boy. Anyway, if you hear him snoring during this podcast, that's, he's sitting on my lap. He's sitting on my lap like a little cute boy, just snoring away. He had a rough day yesterday, He had to go outside. He had to poop. Oh, he pooped this morning. He was very happy after pooping. He was like, "Oh look, I'm a good boy. I pooped." Anyway, let's get to the UFC results. Did you guys watch that yesterday? UFC 285. Oh my God, holy guacamole, dude. Holy guacamole! Let's just get to the main event there. Jon Jones versus Cyril Gane. No one can pronounce his name correctly. Everyone calls him Cereal Gaines. Oh, anyway, when that fight was first announced, Jon Jones was the underdog. Just think about that for 1 second. Jon Jones was plus 150 when that fight was first announced. Oopsies. Turns out you need wrestling. Turns out you can't not be a wrestler. You can't. Oh, yeah, okay. Okay, also I need to correct some mistakes I made in my last podcast. I made many mistakes. First mistake was I thought Cyril Gane was like 285, but actually he's only like 250, 247. I don't know why. For some reason, I thought he was much bigger. I guess I got confused with Ngannou. But, I look back at his weigh-ins there. He's always been about 250 pretty much every one of his fights. I always thought, I don't know, for some reason I thought he had to cut to get to 260. I don't know. So, it's a good thing I didn't bet. Good thing I didn't bet before checking that, So, I guess they were actually the same weight there, So, all of the only advantage I thought Gane had was actually not, he didn't have it at all. That was just a product of my imagination. And, another correction. Mateusz Garbrandt. He says his name is pronounced Mateus, and it's actually very easy to pronounce if you look at it. You just don't pronounce the Z, and it's Mateus. And of course, I thought he said his name was Matthew, and the reason is I got confused because in German, the name Matthias, it does mean Matthew. And I guess in Polish, Mateus does mean Matthew, but it's Polish. So anyway, I got a little confused there in my brain. I kept saying that he pronounces his name Matthew, but that's just me getting words confused in my head. All these goddamn different languages. So his name is pronounced Mateus, and of course Bruce Buffer pronounced his name correctly when he announced him. But then all of the announcers, Joe Rogan and DC and Anik, they all pronounced his name Mateusz. And it's like. Can the UFC just come together and have a meeting about each fighter? It's like, okay, whether it's correct or incorrect, we're all going to pronounce the name the same, so it's not confusing to the viewers if we're all pronouncing it incorrectly. That really bothered me about in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2: Secret of the Ooze, Toka and Razor, and April O'Neil, she pronounces the name Toka and Razar. It's like, hey, is it Razor or Razar? We're making a movie here. Maybe make sure your actors pronounce the name the same way, So anyway, of course his name is Mateus, and but for some reason all the announcers are calling him Mateusz. How do you get Mateusz out of that? He's not French. Okay, there's no J in there, Okay, and that's another thing. Dricus du Plessis, he's got a French name, but he's actually from South Africa. I thought he was French because he's got a French name. He's like, my name is pronounced. He's kind of got like a French accent too. I don't know. Maybe he is French, but he grew up in South Africa. My name is Dricus du Plessis. Anyway, that's it for the corrections. I normally don't. What do you call it? Post corrections. I normally don't offer corrections to my previous mistakes, because geez, we only got so much time here. I can't be correcting all the dumb shit I say. But anyway, in the future, if you ever listen to a podcast and I say something that's factually incorrect, don't worry. I probably looked it up later, and I probably realized I was wrong later. So you don't ever need to tell me I'm wrong, all right? Because I already told myself, okay? And I'm not going to ever correct myself because I already know. And there's no point in wasting everybody's time, all right? I make mistakes. I'm only human. Don't judge me, all right? All right, so anyway, yeah, John Jones, man, he showed that wrestling, holy guacamole, is, wrestling's not something you can learn over a year, You need that. It seems to be the one thing that, like, people just cannot learn. Cyril Gane, he's been a kickboxer his whole life, so he's never practiced his wrestling now, and it really showed there, And man, if you watch that interview with him afterwards, it's kind of sad, He's so sad and angry and like contemplating his life because I guess he, after his loss to Ngannou, all he did was practice wrestling, and so that's all he's been doing for the last 6 months is practicing wrestling, and well, didn't exactly help. So he's contemplating his life choices. He is contemplating what he should do with his life. Yeah, that must feel bad for the guy, man. That's got to be disappointing, You train something exclusively for 6 months, and then you're total shit at it. Oh God, poor Gane. Poor Gane. Well, he's still young, He's only like 32, So maybe 3 more years. Give him 3 more years of training, maybe. He'll have some decent wrestling. He hasn't really faced any wrestlers, He hasn't faced like Curtis Blades or I don't know who else is a wrestler in the heavyweight division, but anyway, John Jones called out Stipe there. Of course, he wants to fight Stipe because Stipe's the GOAT, but Stipe's kind of an old man. Who you don't want to fight is Russian Ngannou. That's who he definitely doesn't fight. He probably doesn't want to fight Aspinall either, There's a lot of up-and-coming guys in the heavyweight division, a bunch of big boys. Big boys future the division, but of course John Jones doesn't want to fight them. I don't want to fight them. I want to fight Stipe. I want to fight Stipe because he's an old man. He's an old man. Anyway, that should be a fun fight, Stipe versus John Jones, because of course Stipe's got very good wrestling, so probably be I'm going to predict right now that John Jones is going to win that fight by leg kicks. That's another thing I forgot to mention in my last podcast. There is John Jones. He always, leg kicks, as I always say, leg kicks win fights, and John Jones knows this, and he usually does a lot of leg kicks there. He didn't do too many leg kicks there in the Cyril Gane fight. I guess he figured he could just go straight to wrestling, Oh. But yeah, anyway, of course, then we got Valentina Shevchenko versus Alexa Grasso. And oh man, I won that bet. $5 to win 22. Fuck yeah, dude. Even though the odds went to -6, I should have won $30, but I only won 22 because I bet too early. Yeah, I knew Shevchenko, she was slowing down, man. She's slowing down in her last fight. I knew one of these days someone's going to beat her. And of course, I gave her 3 fights, but that was 2 fights too many. That was 2 fights too many, man. Yeah, Alexa Grasso, she looked real fast now. I think maybe the first round, second round there, she just like did a 1-2 to the chin, real fast, like in and out, 1-2 to the chin. I was like, ooh, and like Shevchenko got, she got what do you call it? Not knocked out, but like dazed. She got dazed, and I was like, ooh, this $5 is looking pretty good here. This $5 is looking pretty good here. And of course, then she did that. Shevchenko channeled Chris Weidman and did the wheel kick, and of course Alexa Grasso just jumped on her right there, and she said she'd been practicing that, because Shevchenko likes to throw a lot of spinning shit, because she's a ballerina. So hopefully she won't throw that stuff next time. Of course, Shevchenko said she wants an immediate rematch because she felt she was winning the fight up until she lost. But I don't know. I felt like it was pretty even. It was quite even, She might have had more significant strikes, but I feel like Grasso was landing cleaner shots, even if they were fewer. And she was doing a little bit. It was close. It was very close. It was a pretty even fight, that'd be. But I feel like Shevchenko's reign's over, man. She's just an old woman now, You're just an old woman, Shevchenko. All right, you need to retire and have babies if that's what you want to do. I don't know what exactly you want to do. Of course, there's some weird internet rumors about your relationship with your coach. I don't know what exactly is going on. Like maybe I don't know exactly but Anywho, then of course we had Jeff Neal versus Shavkat Rakhmonov. Fan favorite. Shavkat Rakhmonov. He's won all 17 of his fights. He's finished all 17 of his fights. No decisions for this boy. Of course, if you look at these two fighters, too, you can kind of tell who uses steroids and who doesn't. It's quite clear Jeff Neal uses steroids and Shevchenko doesn't. There aren't too many smooth guys in the UFC. Of course, Shevchenko, he might be using EPO or whatever. I think all these guys are using shit. Of course, that was another thing about John Jones there. He got that big stomach. That's probably from HGH. He probably looks like a fatty because he was taking a lot of HGH, and that makes your organs grow. It makes your stomach big. He's got that HGH stomach. So I think that's why he took 3 years off. So he could bulk up, take HGH, get fucking huge. Of course, Jeff Neal too. Jeff Neal, he sucked. He sucked like 5 years ago, but he's been doing better. He's been doing better his last few fights. And it's like, what's going on there? Did he? And he's like ripped as shit. It's like maybe he found a new way to take steroids that is undetectable. I don't know. Maybe. He's getting better with age, which doesn't really happen. Usually people don't get better with age. And of course, Jeff Neal came in 4 pounds over. Holy guacamole, dude! You're 4 pounds over. 1 pound, that's a travesty, dude. 2 pounds, that's an egregious travesty. 3 pounds, you're getting cut. 4 pounds, that's just you shouldn't even be in this weight class, dude. So not only did he probably, some people are speculating maybe he purposely came in overweight because that's kind of the only chance he had there, and it kind of showed in the fight there, he was landing some bombs, dude. He landed some bombs there, and I don't know, if he was able to make the weight there, I felt like, the fight was close, but that was because he had a 4 pound, advantage there, And Shevchenko's head movement kind of is quite terrible, he took a lot of damage, even though he won that fight. He took some damage, man. That's definitely going to slow him down. Damage is no joke, man. It definitely slows down your reaction time, Especially slows down those synapses in your brain, So I don't know, Shevchenko, I always thought he was the best of the division there, but I don't know, that his head movement just kind of looks terrible, man. If he gets in there with a really, really good striker, he could, who knows, You never know if he took some chin damage, his chin was super strong in that fight, but chins don't come back, They take damage and they don't come back, so I don't know how much damage his chin took there, Maybe in his next few fights, I don't know. His chin might be a little suspect in his next couple fights there, How to lose all depends, but of course, Shevchenko and Hazmat Suchimaev, those are the two future of the welterweight division. I think Shevchenko, he wants to, I don't know, he should probably fight for the title next. Of course, we got, let's see, who's in that division? Let's look at the division. We got Kamaru Usman and, what's his face? Are fighting, Leon Edwards are fighting for the title there. They're fighting, next, in 2 weeks there. Let's see who's in the welterweight. We got Colby Covington, he's out, He's an old man. Kamaru Usman's an old man. Leon Edwards, Leon Edwards is only 31, so he could probably be fighting a couple more years here. Hazmat Suchimaev, Then we got Bilal Muhammad, who's he's doing the Jeff Neal route of taking a bunch of steroids later in life and becoming much better later in life. Magically, Burns, the old man. Stephen Thompson's old man. Jeff Neal. Luque's old man. Actually, Luque's not an old man, but he kind of sucks. That's welterweight division, man. If we're looking to the future in the next 2 or 3 years, we got Leon Edwards, Hazmat Suit, Jeff Neal, Luque and Shevchenko, Rakhmonov, So I guess, Shevchenko and Hazmat, those are really the only two guys that I think are going to be the future of the division here. Yeah, man, this is old welterweight's old man division, man. It's old boy division. Anyway, let's see what else we got here. Then, of course, we got Mateusz Gamrot versus Jalen Turner. I guess that fight was, I'm trying to think. That fight was kind of unremarkable, I guess. All right, next fight, Bo Nickal versus Jamie Pickett. Of course, Bo Nickal won by submission. He won by nut shot submission. Of course, that was the nut shot that everyone saw, except for the ref and the commentators. And for whatever reason, no one's talking about that. You know, I mean, that was pretty egregious nut shot there. You know, of course, Bo Nickal said in an interview he didn't hit him in the nuts there, but you watch that replay, it's like, I don't know, dude, where exactly are you hitting him? Because that looks like the nuts. That looks exactly like the nuts. I mean, maybe there's a different angle I haven't seen, but he does knee him twice there. The first knee right in the nuts. Second knee is on the thigh there, you know. So of course that maybe he's thinking about that second knee to the thigh, but that first knee was right there in the nuts, right there in the balls. So I don't know. You got performance of the night bonus for what? For kneeing a dude in the nuts? Like I don't. How do you do that? You know? How do you? I can't believe they didn't give like fight of the night to Derek Brunson and Dricus du Plessis. That was a great fight, man. That was another fight. Derek Brunson versus Dricus du Plessis. Man, I can't believe Derek Brunson did so well, man. Yeah, du Plessis, I guess he's not as good. Of course, Derek Brunson also beat Till, you know, so I guess I don't know. Derek Brunson's old man. I feel like du Plessis should have done a lot better, but you know, he won that fight. It was competitive. What else we got? Cody Garbrandt, you know. Cody Garbrandt was looking good his first couple rounds, and then I don't know, he took the third round off. He just didn't want to get hit, didn't want to lose. That fight was all right. Let's see, early prelims. Yeah, then of course Ian Garry, man. Ian Garry. I had him on one of my parlays there. Ian Garry, he's minus 650 favorite. First round there, he almost gets knocked out by Kenan Song. Almost gets knocked out, you know, and he's wobbling. Kenan Song just knocks him. He just knocks him. Ian Garry's wobbling. He's like, oh God, I don't know where I am anymore. I just got knocked in the face there. And Kenan Song's like, all right, well, I'm gonna hug you from behind and step on your toes now instead of knocking you out. Because I remember they're paying me to take a dive. Oopsies. Yeah, I don't know. Was that guy? Is he just really dumb, or are they paying him to take a dive there? I don't know what exactly happened, but I remember when I was watching that, Ian Garry, he almost gets knocked out there, and I'm like, there goes my 5-way parlay. But he did come back to win there. Yeah, of course, when I pretty much won all my bets. It was a good night for me. I went 5 for 6. The only bet I lost was Esteban Ribovic versus Loic Radzhabov, and that was the very first fight of the night. You know, I woke up. I didn't get to see that fight because I was sleepy weepy. You know, so I woke up and I checked the stats there, and I lost that one. I was like, oh God damn it, my first bet I lost. This day is gonna suck. I'm gonna lose all my bets. You know, but I actually ended up winning all of them. 5 for 6. Both my parlays. I had 2 parlays. I had Alexa Grasso. Fuck yeah, dude. So it was a good day for me. Good day for me. I'm actually quite good. I can't believe I'm actually quite good at sports betting, you know? Like, I think I started with $200, and now I got $500. And I've just been betting $5, $10, you know? So over the course of like 2 or 3 years. So you guys should follow my picks, because I've got a good, I'm good at picking, I guess. Good at picking my nose, but much better than my stock picks. Holy guacamole, dude. Much better than my stock picks. Maybe I should stop investing in the stock market and just spend all my money, just bet all my money on UFC fights. I don't know. Something I gotta think about. Oh, anyway, thanks for listening. Maybe I'll see you tomorrow.